My first ever computer, like first ever computer. I don't think I've really talked about it, so that's why I'm making this video. My first ever computer was this MacBook Air. As you can see, it's definitely pretty small compared to laptops nowadays, and the thick bezels don't help if you want a small laptop. But here it is. This is my MacBook Air from 2012, which the way I was introduced to this one was actually a pretty good story, pretty wholesome story. Um, I was in the computer room. That's what we call it, the computer room. And my brother was watching some videos on his laptop, and I was curious, so I was watching with him. And then my dad just pops in, from work, and he's holding the box for this MacBook Air, which I conveniently have right here, except, it wasn't that dirty. And he was like, does anyone want this computer? I was like, oh, me. My brother said no because, he had a better computer than this one. I'm guessing neither of us knew that, but it was better than this MacBook. I was like, me. And then I first started using it. I was like, wow, this is really cool. I think I went to Safari and I downloaded Chrome and I started watching YouTube. I was watching a bunch of random videos at first, but I eventually stumbled upon LTT. And my God, that's got to be a great decision on my end, and a decision that wouldn't have been possible without my dad. So, I first started watching LTT. I didn't even know English that well at the time, but I was starting to learn from watching LTT. I was starting to learn English, I was learning about technology, and I was having a pretty good time doing it too, watching LTT. Alright, using notes to hide my, what is it, serial number or something? Yeah, serial number. But here it is. We have macOS Catalina. Originally it shipped with macOS X Lion, which pretty OS, but oh my God, you can't use it nowadays. It's too old. This one is already out of date, like very out of date. But I can still use the internet just fine. I can play Minecraft, even though it's, not the best. I can play Roblox, which, again, not the best, but it's a thin laptop from 2012, so you weren't really meant to game on it whatsoever. I have Discord installed, AnyDesk for accessing either this computer or the one in the other room. And what we got in here, the new muscle reflex. I clicked on this, which showed the serial number, but as you can see, what we have in here is a 1.7 gigahertz dual-core Intel Core i5. More specifically, an Intel Core i5 3317U. So a 3317U Intel Core i5 with 2 cores and 4 threads with a base clock of 1.7 gigahertz. Then we have 4 gigabytes of 1600 megahertz DDR3 RAM, which sadly I can't replace. That's it. And Intel HD Graphics 4000, which is integrated on the CPU, with 1.5 gigabytes of VRAM. Technically, it's just borrowed from the memory. We have not a lot of memory to work with, and the iGPU, taking up 1.5 gigs of, maximum of 1.5 gigs from the memory means we don't have a lot of RAM to play with. As you can see, it's also an 11-inch, so that means we don't get our SD card. No! And, bigger screen, bigger battery, bigger everything. But it's a pretty neat computer. I personally think that this has been the best display on any laptop I've ever owned. And that's simply because of the fact that this one has the best colors and contrast out of all of them. 2012 HP ProBook. Colors suck. It's a 14-inch, so it's bigger, but the colors suck. The resolution is slightly higher than this one. as you can see. This one is 1366 by 768, the same as my mom's computer, except hers is an even bigger screen. So the HP ProBook had a 1400 by 900 display resolution at 14 inches, versus this one has less. However, I mean, as you can see, the colors are actually pretty good for 2012. Better than my 2020 Asus laptop that I got after this bad boy. But still, this is a good computer. It is lacking in the storage department. That is true. I remember back in the day I was, constantly at full because little child me used to go skiing a lot with my parents. Mind you, that was very fun. That wasn't fun for me at the time, but nowadays I wish we went skiing, but we can't because, parents too tired, I guess. Well, more of my mom not wanting to because, we did a lot of skiing when you were younger. But yeah, as you can see, I have 4 gigs of apps, 11.24 gigs of just the system, which is actually not a lot compared to Windows 10, and 13.62 gigabytes of other data. So it's not actually using up that much storage, the system itself. So that's pretty good. So yeah, when I was a child, I used to have a ton of like small USBs. Like if I had a 128 gig USB back then, that would be awesome. That would essentially double my storage. It wouldn't be as fast as the internal one, sure, but like double the storage for a fraction of the price. Because I'd have to buy tools to get into the computer and get an adapter and then a normal SSD, or just get the SSD compatible with it, and blah blah blah. There's a lot. Also, I have something hidden in my mouse. Dun dun dun. It's a 64 gigabyte USB flash drive. And yes, it's really that small. And yes, I know I should clean my nails, but that was in a rush. But yeah, it's very small. The metal part, the actual USB here, is shorter than on the mouse, which means it doesn't stick out like the mouse does. Watch. Look at that. It's snug and it sticks out a little more height-wise than the mouse USB, but like, yeah, just like that. We got 50% more storage for, what was it, $5-10. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. 63 gigabytes of, usable storage for our computer. Then we have support, which, I can find out my specs, hardware support, imported information, macOS support, user manual, macOS, all that jazz. And we have service. Limited warranty, and up to 90 days of complimentary telephone technical support. I think it's been a little more than 90 days, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, this is a nice laptop, even for its time. I mean, it is true, Apple does go a little overboard with trying to make the fans not speed up, which makes the laptop hot and throttle, and, I usually put it on full blast. But it does get kind of loud. 6,500 RPM and a teeny fan. It's loud. But it does cool down. Way more that way. As you can see, we dropped like almost 10 Celsius by making it sound like a jet engine. Yeah, it's still trying to drop. I don't know. But yeah, this is my MacBook. I like it. It's a fine machine. I got some stickers on it so no one steals it. Big brain moment. Oh, okay, I took out the sticker thingies. This is the bottom. As you can see, it's a bit scratched up, a little dented from times I've dropped it. Yeah, this laptop has been through it all pretty much. Going to Croatia, this bad boy went with me. Going to Austria for skiing, this bad boy went with me. Bochum, a town, or, well, a place in Slovenia, this laptop came with me. It was indispensable, Sound like so good in there. But, yeah. This right here, Oh, this one's a horrible story. Let me tell you what happened. So younger me, he wanted to listen to videos and he didn't want the fan to be very fast, right? So he went to change control. Did that. The laptop was always at 2000 RPM or less. Around 2000 RPM. And no matter what I did, it would stay at 2000 RPM, and eventually, because it got so darn hot, this dent happened, you know, it went in. Because it kind of melted the metal, you know? See how it's like very high up here? Yeah, this ain't it, chief. Yeah, that sucks. A weird thing is also that every now and then some of the keys just don't respond. Like yesterday, my left arrow key didn't work, but yeah, now it works. Let me put it back to full blast. There we go. I have replaced the battery like a year ago. I ordered one from AliExpress. Not the smartest move, however, it works just fine. I mean, previous battery being under, what, 50-60%? Impossible. This laptop, this new laptop battery, no problem. Look at me go. Yeah, it's just I'm just trying to show off that it's not dying right away. But yeah. What do I think about this laptop? I like it. I still use it. I put it in my closet a while back, you know, as a retired laptop. But because I needed, you know, to use AnyDesk, and my phone was a little too small, just a little too small, I decided to just, you know, bring this back out. I mean, the battery works, it's thin and light. There's some old photos on here, and as you can see, there's a lot of flare here, and that's because, just remember this, the camera is cracked, like the lens. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you see that line? That's cracked. That's cracked, man. He's a goner. That looks really cool, by the way. Holy moly. That looks really cool. Anyways, old photos on here. Look at that. When was this from? Oh, thanks, Tim. These are really old videos. The hell? When was this from? Wait, I can check like this, can I? Yeah, look. November 5th, 2022. Ain't no way, bro. Wait, what's the 60? Okay, yeah, it's the correct format. Okay. Goofia. What the hell? Bro, making fun of disabled people? Not funny. Anyways, this is also... What the hell is that? I'm sorry, but... I don't know why I persisted so long with this haircut. It's not even a haircut, it's just overgrown as hell. This was, a couple weeks after, 24th November. This was me yesterday at school. Their picture is my friend. I'm hoping the quality is low enough. Yeah, it looks pretty low. But yeah, this was me yesterday at school. I almost forgot about that part. But yeah, I like this laptop. I'm gonna keep using it, honestly. I keep it in this little blue laptop bag because I'm not just gonna carry around without anything. Also, I need to put like my mouse with me. I need to take my mouse with me and the charger. Still a heavy charger. This is still the original charger, if you can't notice, you know. Very hard to tell that this is the original cable, you know. Very hard to notice. Very hard to notice. Oh yeah, my closet. Look at that. It's not as disorganized as before. Whoo! Yeah, this is my closet of tech I'm not using, or tech that's just not worth using. Like Old Samsung sans brick phone. But yeah, as you can see, yeah, I don't need this during winter because it's cold, not hot. My old watch, no, this one replaced it after the watch band broke, and I ordered one from Temu. It's not as good as the original, but hey, it was cheap. A weird adapter for USB-C to USB-A that got blacklisted on AliExpress recently, so now it's just here. HDMI dummy, 2 charging bricks, and the further you go back, the better it becomes. A goofy solar panel. No clue if that's on or not. That would be a no. DDR2, 1 gigabyte and a half a gigabyte. DDR3 from this laptop, another one. Power bank my brother gave me a while back. But I have a better one than this. So this is just a backup, I'd say. HDMI cable, Wi-Fi antenna, HDMI, and display ports. The USB I/O from my Asus laptop right there. Hey. And I think the Wi-Fi card too. Key puller for a keyboard and some spare switches that came with my keyboard. So already beating Razer that I also retired. Minecraft torch. The VESA mount. I think it's VESA. I don't know. The stand for my monitor right here. Some laptop CPUs. All of them are Intel, and all of them are very not capable. Oh, this is DDR4, I think. Yeah, this is DDR4. 8 gigabytes of 2133 megahertz DDR4, and some DDR4 SODIMM to DIMM adapters. So something like this could go in here. Oh yeah, the thingy. This was meant to be put on the HP ProBook as like a way to get way more I/O. It was really useful. Not really, but it's fucking useful. I'll give you that much. Sorry for the swear, but this has got to be the shortest cable I own. Like, look at this thing, micro USB. It's so short, I barely did this. Then we got USB-C, micro USB. I think another USB-C. There's a lot. Nintendo charger, GoPro. Older watch charger, not for this one. This one has it in here, but like Watch Classic or something. Gear Classic, I don't know. Don't know the name scheme. Surface Pro 3 Ethernet to USB adapter. Same thing, but MacBook Air 2012, the one I owned. Funny enough, the pins, they all have them, except the one from Apple is smaller. Like, it's still the same RJ45 jack. It's just, this is blocky, this is, rounded and a bit smaller in size. Heatsink, but just the box, because I needed somewhere to prop up these CPUs. I didn't want to put it on here because, safer. This is probably the best one, which is why it's getting this. Also, it's the only one I have, so. Oh yeah. 1, 2, and I think a third one, HP laptop batteries, meant to like prop up this laptop, but clearly it's not working. Whoa. It was supposed to prop up the HP laptop, but it isn't, so now it's just a warranty, I guess, just in case. Let's say an earthquake happens. Okay, I can't. Hold on. There we go. That took way too long. What else do I have? Oh yeah. This is from the HP laptop. I stole the SSD and put it in this computer because running virtual machines on a hard drive while the operating system of the computer itself is also on that hard drive, not a good idea. So now we have a 256 gigabyte SSD jammed in there with the hard drive. I don't know if you can see it, but it should be somewhere here. So yeah.
And that's the hard drive that is still running the VirtualBox machines. SSD for the boot, C drive, and then a D drive for all the virtual boxes. I have 5 virtual machines running right now. Can't tell you why, but they are. And I gotta tell you, it's running like a charm compared to the before. Virtual machine itself, when I click around, it's like using a hard drive on an actual computer, just not as slow as it actually would be. So it's pretty well. The hard drive usage is usually 100%, but sometimes it does dip down a bit. So that's pretty good. SSD is basically doing nothing. But because it's on the SSD now, it doesn't crash the virtual machines, unlike the hard drive did, because it was doing so much that it couldn't even think. Well, it's not like it thinks. It just couldn't memorize or whatever. Here's my very cool monitor. This bad boy right here, older than me. That I'll tell you about that one. The fan in the laptop died recently. It spun up a little while back. Every now and then it spins up, but that's the exhaust. It's pulling air out. Don't worry. It's not pulling. It's not forcing it back in. And this is my method. Prop it up against the monitor so it actually holds up the Legos. Otherwise, it would just fall over. Some HDMI to VGA adapter so I could connect the laptop to this monitor because it only has VGA. Oh yeah, laptop keyboard. If the laptop ever shuts down, I need to use the power button because otherwise I can't turn it on. And the BIOS on this laptop is dog water. Dog water. But still, this one has a better BIOS, even though the motherboard itself I've personally complained about very many times. But hey, now it's working properly, so I don't know. Yeah, as you can see, we have a HDMI dummy plug in there, and that one also has a HDMI dummy plug. And, whoa, look at that. DVI, HDMI, and VGA. Perfect. the one VGA cable in the house. We don't need USB. Get that out. We don't need these USBs, but they come in handy. If I ever want to need extra storage, I got it.